Flexion,
Okay, flexion, what muscle?
that's gonna be your deltoid.
Okay.
So you're going to palpate it here. You know he's a 3 because he just moved. Can you go all the way up?
Mm-hmm.
So that's at least a 3. So you're gonna ask him to hold it there and not let you move it. And that's complete resistance, now relax. So if we put it in mid position, hold it please. And you test here, you can feel the activation of this muscle right along here in this area. So you place your hand with your fingers coming across the clavicle. You press just in front of that joint to feel the activation of the deltoid muscle.
Okay, so you first have the patient move through full range of motion, then when you do the muscle testing, you have them move here?
I'm not sure how she wants to do it, but if you want to test the isolated muscle movement, you can't do it here
Yeah.
because your hand is now impinged,
Yeah,
so it doesn't make sense.
you have to have it here.
But if it's out, then at least you can press and you can feel the activation of that muscle.
Maybe it's because she wants to first see if you're a 3, if you have the full range of motion, then test the muscle.
I mean,
Sounds
that would make sense if she's telling us to stay with the formula that we had.
Okay, and that's flexion, anterior deltoid.
That was the flexion, the anterior
Okay, so
deltoid.
take off 2. Okay, what are we doing next?
The coracobrachialis,
Okay,
Did you do the
flexion.
supraspinatus?
not yet.
No, so we're gonna do flexion plus adduction,
Yes.
coracobrachialis.
Yes.
Okay,
Alright, so to do that one, you wanna bring your arm up like this, and then the insertion is at the coraco, or the it's the coracoid process right there at the acromion. So you're gonna put your hand on his shoulder there, and you're gonna pull, and you can feel that muscle activate and engage.
Okay,
So, and then the next one is gonna be the abduction, which is gonna test 2 muscles, the supraspinatus as well as the deltoid. You don't need to look at the board, honey. So the way you test for the supraspinatus is you ask them to start the abduction. If they can start the motion and get to there, then that's the supraspinatus. If they can continue the arc all the way up to 180, the mid-delt picks it up and carries it the rest of the way. So that's both of those muscles. So relax. If you were unable to start the abduction and you asked him to and he couldn't move it, you can set the arm out to here and then ask him to pick it up. And then you can separate the 2 muscles that way. So you know that if he can get it all the way up but not the start of it, then it's the supraspinatus. And the other way, if he can take it up to 30 but not beyond, then you know it's the delt.
so let's test that one.
What do you mean?
Let's test the supraspinatus and deltoid.
We just did
manual muscle testing.
I don't know how to isolate the supraspinatus.
Well, just do
No,
testing of the deltoid.
It's back here on the,
Okay, where do you
oh, the
hold?
deltoid's here.
Oh, hang on, so we can,
Relax.
okay, so,
So the supraspinatus is on it's just below the spine on the scapula. So you would lay your hand flat against the scapula and ask him to start the motion. And then you could feel it. And then to carry it up the rest of the way, it's the mid-delt, so the hand's on the middle to feel the rest of it.
okay.
You know,
Where do you put resistance?
I don't think
You
you
don't
can
know.
test resistance for this muscle in this manner.